Hello everyone, how are you doing? My name is Patak. I am the #1 ranked prolific Sega Master System speedrunner. I have run a quarter of the Master System library now, heading up on 76 games. I've got a corker for you today. You need to set your eyes to stun, keep your eyelids open. This is spectacular. This is Prince of Persia for the Master System, and much like other games of the era, such as Marble Madness and Lemmings, this was originally a computer game that was ported to everything, including the kitchen sink, and every version is slightly different, so it's kind of like going to your local coffee shop and trying a new blend of roast. And the Master System is no exception, it is broken in the player's favour. Let's explain the game first of all for you. We have got the beautiful blonde princess in the castle. Her father, the Sultan, is away on business, so Jafar is taken over, because it's always Jafar. And Jafar says to the princess, "I like you. You've got an hour to marry me, or off with your head." HR would not be pleased with this. We can't do much about it, however. Thankfully, the princess's love interest, the boy, is in the bowels of a dungeon in the castle, and he's got an hour to rescue her or your money back and a free pizza. And we've got beautiful rotoscope graphics on this game created by Jordan Mechner, a classic puzzle platformer that many of you are probably familiar with on one of its various ports. We've got a lovely quick run today, should take about 15 minutes all told. You don't want to miss a moment of this. This is very easily the most amazing speedrun I've ever done, and I'm really happy to be showing it off for you. So let's get into the action as the demo ends. Timing is going to start from this screen, and we will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's begin. So on the very first screen, I am going to start doing shenanigans, because I am just going to immediately clip through solid rock like that. And you're all scratching your heads and wondering what's going on. Believe me, it's only going to get more confusing from here. In this version, I can leap great distances. Carl Lewis will be jealous, but because of that, I can also clip through doors. Lol. And now some of you are reaching for the vodka. I assure you, it's only going to get weirder from here. Do not adjust your set. In this version of the game, the one thing I have to do is actually go and get the sword. Most of the time in Prince of Persia speedrunning, you don't actually have to do that. So I'll grab that. And we've got a lovely little bit of music by Matt Furniss there. Most of this game is silent. It's just the way it was programmed, but there are lovely musical stings in between. Really beautiful composition. Now that I've got the sword, I can actually start breaking the game even further. And anyone who knows any of my speedruns knows nothing in my world makes sense. So this is at least par for the course. So we're going to leap back the way we came and start killing things and breaking things. Got some spikes there that we're not going to fall into. So I've got a setup here. And now if I turn around, I'm just going to casually break the x-axis, you know, because it's Christmas, we want to put on a show. Someone get that guard a lie down and glass of whiskey. He is confused, he's had a bad day at work. There's level 1. I've just seen a password screen. If I was quick, I could have skipped the password screen. That is a disgrace. I should be skipping every one of those. We're going to start rapping again. And now I'm also going to walk into spikes, because I don't want to make any sense at all. Clipping in the x-axis was nice. Clipping in the y-axis is just as nice. So I'm standing on the shoulders of giants with this run. This was created by a man called Tasco DLX. He's an extremely strong speedrunner. And if I say to you he's got a top time in Alpha on the Master System, that should tell you all you need to know. Absolutely goated speedrunner. And because of the stuff he found many years ago, I'm able to bring this to you today. But I've also put a few things into it on my own, bit of my own spin to it, make it more marathon safe. Got a little bit of a misbehaving guard there. Take a drink. Other drinks are available. We're doing parkour in a dungeon. We do need to keep up our calorie intake. Let's see if this guard behaves. Two badly behaved guards, that's not usual. So you would think that if I'm doing the level and the screens the same way each time, then the guards should behave. But, as all of you out there who run retro speedruns know, lag is a problem. So lag is basically like if you've had too much Christmas dinner and you're a little bit logy and discoordinated afterwards. bless it, the Master System is a beautiful console, but it can't handle everything that's going on at once. So sometimes you'll get slightly different results. That doesn't matter, because I'm just going to clip through a wall. After all, if I'm going to be the incoming Prince of Persia, I can do what I want with the castle. Level 3 is going to introduce the chompers. Big old biting gates that thankfully I can get through. You don't want to get torn to pieces in those. Those of you who've got any familiarity with this game casually are now confused because I'm going the wrong way. You're meant to go right, climb up big time and fight a skeleton, but the skeleton was out for Halloween, bless him, so we're going to let him sleep and just boop, crash through the ground and onto the top there. What is going on? Everything is confusing. Skip the entire level 3 because we're in a rush. Into level 4, check out this beautiful gold and purple scenery. The graphics in this game were one of the things that were praised for this port of the game, rightly so as well. It's really nice. And I played the NES version in the summer for the NES Odyssey. Now, that one is a bit more faithful to the original, but it wasn't my cup of tea. I tried it, I didn't enjoy it at all. I was confused and frustrated like a cider because it felt janky to me. Never again. So I played the Master System version instead, and here we are. Now what's meant to happen, here where I'm standing, there's meant to be, on the way back, a mirror that spits out a clone of you, like a good and evil version. Because I'm in a rush, I'm not actually going to activate that mirror, I'm just going to clip back the way I came like this. Unfortunately, open the door, Patak. Unfortunately, we are still going to have to fight the Shadow and he's going to cause a nuisance for me through the game. It's a shame we can't just skip half the game like that, but there we go. Now I mentioned Tasco earlier, I'm also now going to mention AN86. He's a legend, he does a lot of tassing. This clip that I just did there, going through a solid door, avoiding any Prince's tinned Prince chunks, is down to him. And I've got to shout him out because he explained a few of these new tricks to me that have been pioneered recently, that I can show for you today. And that not only makes the run faster, but a lot more reliable, because it means there's no more death points, no more risk, no more tears, all good. Let's confuse this guard by moving forward and backward at the same time from behind, and let him trip the switch, thank you very much. Sailing through the game now. There's level 5. In level 6, I'm going to do a setup here with a couple of awkward spikes here, because I don't want to get tetanus. I did nearly once get tetanus many years ago. It's a scary thing, you don't want that. It's funny, you can walk into spikes but you can't jump through them. And if you can find 5 things in this game that make no sense, write in. Here's the Shadow who we never triggered. He's going to hinder us by blocking the gate, but I'm not actually going to just let him see that. Usually I would do some arm day exercises there, but we're in a hurry. So we're back down into the dungeon and we've got to climb up all the way again. But all the different versions of this game are different in some way or other, and this one is no exception. The Master System version has level 7 and certain other levels retooled because of the graphical limitations and just, you know, the way things are with different ports of games, so we can skip most of level 7. We'll take a nice floating potion there, which means I can drop 3 stories without dying, because usually if you drop 3 stories you'll die in this game. But thankfully, if you die, you just start the level again. So the good thing about this is it's nice and marathon safe. And again, here I've got a nice big old leap skip I can do, where you wouldn't expect to be able to get that. But I can cling on and cling off because I'm a Klingon. And level 8 is a real pain in the backside, because even though there's a buffered series of jumps I can do here, there's various points that can be risky, so it pays to have setups. Let's confuse this guard. 2 paracetamol for him. And now a setup I can do where I can avoid a dropping block, who is the bane of my existence. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn and buffer a running jump. No spike pits today, I'm British. And then we're going to go up the top with pairs of chompers, because anything that comes in 1s is more dangerous in 2s. However, if I use this exact pixel position, then the chomper on the right hand side cannot touch me. Lol. I'm going to try a buffer here. This buffer has never ever let me down when I pause buffer this jump. Thankfully, it hasn't let me down today either, because that can ruin your day. That's going to let me clip through here. And if I miss the clip the first time, it'll put me back a few pixels and I can try again. No problem. Got a couple of chompers here where I'm going to knock into the door. Again, the one on the right now cannot touch me. You'll notice the one on the left is firing first there, but on the way back, they might sink a different way. They didn't, but I was careful. So I'm going to clip through this gate as well because I'm lazy. What's meant to happen is you get stuck behind that gate and a mouse comes and gives you an IQ test. But, you know, I've watched Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and I don't need IQ tests from mice when I'm trying to save my girlfriend. Into level 9, no problems at all. Got another setup with a chomper. As you can predict, lag is a pain in the bum for those. You don't want to get bitten. And this level in particular is one where if you do things a certain way, the lag will play differently. So because of the way I'm jumping through this room, above here I end up with lag that means I have to play it differently. Otherwise, I get my inputs eaten. Now, I will admit the Master System does have a bit of input eating to it, but it's my favourite console, and coming up in 2025 actually is the 40th birthday of the Sega Master System. So I say to all of you out there, if you've never done it before, have a look through the library of Master System games and find one to speedrun, and that can be my Christmas present from you to me. There's level 9 done, no problems at all. Back into the palace we go. We've got this wonderful decor. We've got more setups abounding. Jafar, bless him, he thinks he's got all the time in the world to get set up, but we're going to surprise him. And a lot of the guard fights in this version of the game are particularly broken as well, because you can generally just hit guards and move towards them, and it's nice and predictable. So we've got a red shirt here. You know what Star Trek's about. We're going to kill him. He's going to have red blood on his red shirt, but the next guy in, who I hire when I'm the Prince of Persia, won't notice because it's red. So I don't have to do any dry cleaning. I'm saving on the bills. But I don't want to kill too many of these guards because they're going to be my underlings when I take over, so, you know. Get past another chomper here. Got to be careful with these two because of the lag, so let's just take it carefully. Good. And now to clip through a door on the left-hand side, it's pretty easy. Reach for the stars like S Club 7, duck like a bunny, and then creep. And you can creep like Radiohead, or if you're old like me, you can creep like TLC on the down low. The guard up top is lonely. He just wants a friend. To you all I say, it's Christmas, don't neglect your friends. Talk to them, show them that you care. We are breezing through, we're going to be home in time for tea. In level 6, in the normal version of the game, on the Amiga and the DOS version that you might be familiar with, there's a fat guard who's much more aggressive, who we skipped. There's a level reversing potion. I can see... Okay, we're good. I think there was a drop in the stream. It should be okay now. We've got another setup here. Bear with me, I'm just going to double check everyone's saying it's okay there. Yes, we're good. Okay. So this guard can't actually touch me if I'm in the first few pixels of the screen. And all the moves I'm doing are specifically pushing me forward a set amount of pixels. So I've messed this setup up, but that's okay, it's worth it. Put the sword away, turn around, we should be okay. Yes, good. Yeah, so different versions of the game have different characteristics. The Master System version tends to be broken in players' favour. Like that. The NES version graphically is much more faithful, but it's a little bit more wonky and I found it difficult to get to grips with. The Game Boy Color version is especially broken. That's a really fun one, I like the look of that. I'm probably going to run that in future. But with these guard fights, all we have to do is just push forward. Job is a good one. Be careful here to make sure we don't have a problem falling down. One more guard fight, and we'll be into level 12. And level 12 is either 1 or 3 levels, depending on your semantics. Because you've got the tower climb, you've got the quote-unquote fight with Jafar, and you've got the princess rescue, where we've got the final part of the game. Let's just clip through another wall and show off, why not? He said, failing. So if you do things wrong, I'll just show you. You've got various things you can do to set up again and rescue it, like that. This castle is made of non-Newtonian concrete. Let's teabag the guard. Teabags, Tetley Taifu, PG tips. Into level 12 we go. We've only seen one password screen, we've not done too badly at all. And you'll notice in this area that the flames are moving far slower. Jafar has apparently perfected the art of slowing down fire. His gas bill must be pretty low, I am jealous. Hope you're enjoying this run. There is not just a Sega Discord for the Sega crew, there is also a Pop Runs Discord server, where we discuss and run all the different Prince of Persia games. Some of you out there might want to run the SNES version, which is the least like the others because it kind of takes it off into its own world, but it's a really popular run. You might be interested in running this or one of the homebrew ports to the C64 or Spectrum, or you might be interested in running the original, and we'd love to see you all in there. Equally, as I mentioned, next year it's the 40th anniversary of the Master System. Come on into the Sega crew, see what it's about. But also, if you're not in there already, head on into Junkyard Dave's Discord. That's where this event is being hosted and many others like it. And thank you to him for hosting me, because it's the first time I've done this for him. And we're raising money for a cause today. Canadian Association of Suicide Prevention, a wonderful cause. I've had to deal with suicide issues with friends and family in my life. It's a wonderful cause, please do donate. We're going to meet the Shadow now, and we're going to reunite with him to make everything whole and wonderful. Let's put the swords away, let's be peaceful. It is Christmas after all. Deck the halls with Prince of Persia. On to the final fight. Only as those of you out there who've got a brain of some eyes, we're not going to fight Jafar, we're going to clip instead. Why risk getting damage and rust on your sword when you can just make everything nice and easy? This is easily one of the best marathon runs I've ever been able to do. Done it a few times, it's never really been a problem. I'd love to see more people pick it up. It's absolutely spectacular over the Master System as well. I had this game as a kid. I didn't ever expect, to be honest, that I would be speedrunning it or doing anything with it. Absolute joy for me. Here's Jafar. Let's show him who's boss. Tickle, tickle, tickle. No fight for you, me old son. I've got business to attend to with me girlfriend. And let's go back the way we came. Leave him to grow a beard. Into the final area we go. Okay, so I'm going to do one final trick. I am now on the final screen, but I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 steps forward, 1 creep behind and jump. And time will be now when I press left. Congratulations, you have moonwalked your way to the princess, who has now got red hair and a blue dress. This makes no sense. I think Jafar just wanted a girly night in, so we could do each other's hair and nails. I think we can keep his secret, don't you, chat? That's going to be all from me. Thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful, peaceful and Merry Christmas. Let's enjoy the rest of the marathon. And until I see you next, glory to you and your D-pad.